Hello beautiful lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dia and yes, I'm on your screen. So if you click on the title, you saw what this video is going to be exactly about on Instagram yesterday, which I don't know what today's date is. I don't know what yesterday's date was either. But either way, I put a poll up on Instagram where I asked if you wanted me to do a distressed jeans tutorial, how to distress your jeans at home. And I got a bunch of people that said yes, and actually nobody said no, so I decided to do that tutorial today. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're interested in finding out how I turned these $10 Walmart jeans into these trendy mom jeans, just stay tuned and keep watching.
Alright guys, so the materials that you're going to need for this project is a good pair of fabric cutting scissors. Make sure they're fabric cutting scissors, not any other kind of scissors. You're going to need a jagged edge knife. I'm just using a steak knife, and you're going to need a piece of chalk. You're also going to need a pair of tweezers, which I forgot and you will see me go grab later. And then of course you're going to need the jeans that you are going to be cutting up. I just have a pair of $10 men's Walmart jeans. I picked these because I was going for that baggy mom jean look, which the men's jeans give me. So yeah. And what you see me doing here is just laying the jeans out, making sure it's nice and even so that you have a clean canvas to work with. So once you're ready to actually start cutting, you're going to use your chalk and line up exactly where you want to make your cuts at. You do not want to just take your scissors and start going ham. You want to actually have a little bit of a plan. So what you see me doing now is figuring out where I wanted to make my cuts at, and I used my chalk to start lining up specifically where I wanted cuts at. So that's what you see me doing here. I decided I wanted to have a fringe around my knee on the left side, I think that's left to you. And I also realized that the jeans were a little bit too long for me, so I decided to cut them a bit shorter, and I was going to have them frayed at the end. So that is what you see me doing now. I am lining up where I'm going to cut the bottoms off of my legs. All right, so once you finish lining up your chalk lines, then you're going to take your fabric scissors, and this is where the fun begins. You're going to actually cut your jeans. So I started at the bottom, and you're going to see me just cut into the jeans and go straight across. Now, if you are new at this, I would suggest just cutting the top, which is what you see me stop and doing. Normally I would just cut straight across, but now I made the incision and I cut the front part, and then I am going to go back and then cut the back part of the jeans, which is what you see me doing now, so to make sure that the lines are very precise, because when you are cutting things, you can always take more off, but you cannot put more back on. So less is always more. And then there's that piece, and it's gone. Now you are going to see me flip the jeans over so that I can line up both lines, both legs. Now I did chalk the other piece, but I also noticed that I made my chalk pieces just a little bit off. The other leg was a little higher than the first one, so instead of going across that line, I just lined them up, and then as you see me now, I am cutting the second leg. Cut, 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 cut them up, and bam, it's off. Now we have two bottom parts of our jeans. So now I am going to open them back up as you see me doing here, and then we are going to fray the bottoms. Okay, so you will see me take my knife, and I am just going to glide the knife across the bottom as you see me demonstrating, okay? Please be careful when messing around with the knife, okay? I cut myself so many times, it's not even funny. It's a blessing that I still have 10 fingers, okay? So please be careful. As you can see here, I am just showing the frayed ends that happen after you glide the knife across the bottom. You see those little white threads that are sticking out. That's what you want. That's what we're trying to lift up, and that's what you will see me doing as I work with this knife. And yeah, so as you see at the bottom, that is the look that we are going for, and I am going to flip over the jeans and do the same thing on the other side. So once the bottoms of the legs are finished, we are going to work on the fringy area of the jeans up at the knee. So when you see distressed jeans, they've got those like white threads that are thinner. That's what we are going to create with our scissors and tweezers that you will see me go grab in a second. So once I came back with two things. I had my tweezers and I also had this piece of cardboard. The cardboard is purely optional. I grabbed it for beginners that are trying this. I like to take the cardboard and slide it up underneath the jeans just to prevent from completely cutting through by accident. I don't use this anymore because I can pretty much, feel the other side. But again, if you're just starting, it's a good tool to use, or just put anything back there to prevent you from cutting through. And now we are going to take our scissors and make our first little hole on the side and then slice straight through, which is what you see me doing. And I'm going to do that with both of those lines that you see. There's the cardboard, prevents you from cutting through. And bam, other side, cut, 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 cut. So once that's done, you're going to take your knife again and you're going to drag it across those jagged edges, all of them, the ones on the bottom and the ones on the top. And if you see, dust going by, that's the chalk dust. So, that's why it's okay to use chalk, because it comes right off. But as you can see, I'm creating those fringy ends and lifting up those white threads. The reason you want to do it on all four sides, or all those openings, is because the looser you make the threads, the easier it's going to be to pull out the ones that you need in order to create that frayed look that you will see. Once that's done, you're going to take your handy dandy tweezers, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I changed the camera angle so that you can see exactly what I'm going to do. You need to use your tweezers and pull out the blue threads in the jeans, not the white pieces, not the white threads, okay? You're going to pull out the blue threads, and it is a little annoying and it takes a lot of precision and a lot of patience. What you see me doing right now is just turning the jeans inside out. I don't actually do this anymore, but I did it for the sake of you guys, for beginners, because when you turn them inside out, it's a lot easier to differentiate the blue threads from the white threads. But yeah, you can see me tugging and pulling to get that blue thread out. And you see, pull, pull, pull. And I think I got it. The first one is, there it is. The first one is always the most difficult, like probably the first 5, because those threads are in there really, really tight. But once you get like those first 5 out, you will see that it gets a lot easier and the threads kind of just start to glide out. So I'll just speed this up and you guys can watch what I do. So I took this moment to show you guys exactly what you're trying to create. You'll start to see those white threaded fringes form in the middle. So you're going to just keep continuing to pull those blue threads out and you'll see it get bigger and bigger. So here I changed the camera angle and got a little bit closer so that you guys can see me pull the threads out, and you see that frayed middle starting to form. I did flip the jeans back right side in because it's just easier for me to do it that way. If it's easier for them to be inside out, you do that for you. But for me, I like it this way. And as you can see, I'm just pulling and tugging those blue threads, and then the white fringe is forming in the middle as you pull. Once you're done that, you're left with a pile of threads that'll look something like this, and you will also have a nice frayed piece on your jeans. The next part you are going to do is take your knife again, and you will see me drag it against the bottom and top portion of the jeans to make the outline match what's going on the frayed piece. So that's what you see me doing right here. Once that's done, you have successfully created a frayed denim portion of your jeans. Nice and messy looking. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut along the other line that I have. As you can see, I pulled the pocket out. I did that just so to prevent myself from cutting into the pocket of the jeans because this is so high up on the thigh. You definitely don't want to cut into your pockets. So I made the hole, and now I'm just going to cut, 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 cut straight across that chalked line that I created, and once again take the knife and run it across those jagged edges to make it nice and messy. Once that is done, you will have something similar to this little hole pocket that I have. And now I am going to move over to the other side where I have my other chalk lines. So I flipped them in half just so that I didn't have to stretch across the floor to get to the other side. And as you'll see, I am going to take my scissors and cut along those lines that I created. I'm going to create two frayed pockets. And once again, I took the cardboard and slid it up underneath. Again, I don't normally do this, but for the sake of a beginner, you might want to, just to prevent yourself from cutting all the way through your jeans. And there's my little hole that I'm going to create, and then cut, 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 cut straight across and do the same thing to the line that's right below it. Snip, and then cut, 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 cut. Again, I'm not cutting it off, I'm just cutting through the lines, and that little piece, I'm going to take my knife and fray those edges against it so it's nice and messy and distressed looking. And then once again, I'm going to take my tweezers and then pull the threads out of that little piece that's there. Now, when trying to create the frayed edges, you want to make sure that you slice and dice all 4 lines. Like I said before, even though you're pulling these threads out, you still want to mess them up a little bit just because that loosens up the threads and it makes it easier to pull them out. Once that portion is done, I am once again going to take my handy dandy tweezers, as you can see, and I am going to pull the threads out of the little pouch that I created. So once again, here's another close-up of me pulling the threads out of the little piece that I created. You just see that they're kind of gliding out. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I pretty much showed it the first time, but here it is. So I pretty much followed those same processes on the other side with this one to create the look that I was going for. I decided that it wasn't messy enough on the other leg, so I actually took my chalk and created some more lines and cut some more pieces just so that I could have a look that was suitable for me. And that's the fun in distressing your jeans, because you can, take as much as you want off to create exactly what it is that you want. But remember, you can always take more off, but you can't put more back on. So less is always more. Start small, and then if you realize you want more, then of course go ahead and add some more. Once I was done with all the distressing in the front, this is what I was left with, a little final look. I actually did go back and do some more. Next, I flipped them over and decided to distress the pockets because, of course, you've got distressed jeans. You can't have the front looking crazy and then the back looking all smooth. So took that tag off because, you know, I'm pretty sure I can't take them back to Walmart after I have cut them up. So we are going to move into distressing the pockets. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed through all of this because I'm pretty sure you guys got the gist of what I'm doing. Just gonna go ahead and repeat those same steps and processes on the pockets to make it match the front of the jeans. And now everything is done and you guys have successfully learned how to distress your jeans.
So that's pretty much it, guys. The final step to finishing distressing your jeans would be to put them in the washer and the dryer because the agitation from the wash and dry will actually mess those frills up a little bit more. So for that reason, you don't have to go ham on what it is that you're trying to cut up unless that's the look that you're going for. But remember that once you wash them and dry them, and then also with continued use, they will rip a little bit more, they'll distress a little bit more, but just to start you off, those are pretty much the basic steps. I hope I answered everyone's question, and I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you have any other ideas of tutorials that you would like for me to do, put them in the comment section. Once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.